Filthy 4, I can't take it anymore. Watching Smackdown live on Tuesdays, Brian always fades out during TNA.
Man. Thought I'd never hear that music again. Hey, it's Filthy 4 Daily, February 21, 2018, figure4online.com/wrestlingobserver.com. Yeah, he's back. Filthy Tom Lawlor is here after rumors of his demise were, of course, as always on the internet, overstated. Tom was down in Florida for MLW a couple of Wednesdays ago. And then he went home and immediately went on a tour of the world for UFC and was unavailable.
Yeah. I didn't go home.
You didn't go home?
No, I went straight from Orlando.
Man, oh man. It's hardcore, dude.
Well, what can I say? You know?
It's hardcore. Yeah, think about this, everybody. I just want to defend you here, Tom. I'm going to cut a promo for you on some other people, okay? Tom's got 2 kids. One's 2 and one's like 3 or something like that.
No. Younger.
1 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, they're very, very young. Okay, Tom flew to MLW. He didn't even go home to see his kids. He flew from there to go on a tour for UFC all over the world. And when you were gone, Tom, did you know that people were chastising you because you didn't figure out how to do a show from the road?
Well, Brian, in my defense, I did offer...
you don't need to defend yourself, Tom. You're missing the point.
Yeah, I get it.
You're out there earning money for your family. You didn't do this UFC tour for free, right? You're out there supporting your family. You're being a good father. You're being a good man. I don't want to hear from people talking about how you need to do extra work on the road. Taping a show from Afghanistan? Get out of here. I don't even want to hear it. It's idiotic.
Okay. I was in Iraq, actually, and Kuwait for a short period of time, not Afghanistan. Although I have been to Afghanistan in the past.
Yes.
And the group that I go on the tours with, it's not set up directly through the UFC, although it does feature primarily UFC or former UFC fighters, and that is the Pro Sports MVP group based out of Colorado Springs. They do a lot of other tours like musicians, comedians, stuff like that as well. And I always have a great time on these tours. I get to meet servicemen and women all across the world. This time, like I said, it was Iraq and Kuwait, and one of the best times of my life. Got to hang out with a girl who has a upcoming fight against Beck Rawlings in a few weeks, Ashley Evans Smith, Dennis Bermudez, Dennis the Menace, who is awesome. Just one of the funniest people I've ever been around. And, of course, the great Diego Sanchez. So one of the best times of my life over a course of a week, although not always the best of conditions, as some people may know, in Iraq and other Middle Eastern countries.
That's right. Not always the best of conditions.
Yeah. Took like 40-something hours to get home. I left Iraq.
Oh, my God.
I left Iraq on Saturday.
And you couldn't do a show in the air on those 40 hours? You lazy fucker. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I left Iraq on Saturday at I think like 4 p.m. So that would have been 5 a.m. here. And I got home Sunday night at like midnight Las Vegas time. So that would have been what? 24, carry the 12, 7, 19, I don't know, 40, 39, something like that. 40 something hours of travel. Who the hell knows, Brian?
Who's even keeping track at this point? Now, who's breaking into your house or your car while we're at it?
I don't know. My kids watch this Russian cartoon.
You were better off in Iraq.
They watch this Russian cartoon, Booba. And I actually watch it sometimes. It's pretty good, but, you know.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Well, how was it? How was MLW?
Well, I defeated MVP in the first round of the MLW World Title Tournament. So I will be moving on to face Matt Riddle next at MLW Spring Break. we're 1-1 against each other in singles competition. This is a rubber match.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be walking out the victor. So check it out.
How was the match, Tom?
Against MVP?
Yeah.
Well, as always, my matches are pretty rough.
You're never happy with your matches. Why do you have to be so hard on yourself?
I think there was one match.
One match?
Yeah, against Mike Bailey. I really like that match.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do.
We will see what we can do, Tom. Maybe one of these days you'll have 2 matches you like. Who knows?
Yes. I've got a lot of matches upcoming, and I've got a feeling I'm going to really enjoy some of them. So,
well, can you tell us some of them?
Yeah, I got plugs. I got my plugs ready.
You're going to wait till the end?
You want to talk about it right now?
Now,
just booked, just announced. Next Friday night, me, Tom LAWLOR, filthy Tom LAWLOR, UFC star, taking on Davey Boy Smith Jr.
That's
for the
right.
Stu Hart Heritage title. Who would have thunk it?
There's a title on the line.
The Stu Hart Heritage title.
Oh my God.
I know. Can you imagine that? I was thinking about that earlier. Never in my life.
If I weren't your corner man, Tom, I'd want to be in this tournament.
Never.
Except I don't want to face Harry. He'd just
this
absolutely
is for the title.
obliterate me.
I think he's the champion.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, he's defending.
Wow.
Well, the ASW brass were so impressed by my performance against Azim, even though he cheated to defeat me.
That's the whole point. Like, if he hadn't cheated, you'd be the champion, and so it's only fair that you get a shot at the Stu Hart Heritage Championship.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of opponents. Nick Gage. Who the hell would have thought you'd see Tom LAWLOR versus Nick Gage?
I just had Joey Janelle on the show, so there's like no match that I can't imagine somebody wanting to book somewhere.
That's true, but that's one of them. That one's out there.
That is something else. I'm not going to lie.
I need to get Necro Butcher. That's really my dream opponent.
That's your dream match. Well, listen, Black Label Pro. I'm sure they'd put that together if you just ask.
Where do you think I'm facing Nick Gage?
There you go. There you go.
Defy in April. I don't know who I'm facing. No clue.
Well, I guess we'll soon find out. I don't know.
All right.
I can probably get the scoop for you.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Maybe I'll ask Matt. We're on a first name basis, Matt and I.
Oh yeah, are you going to be there for that match? You gonna corner me?
What day is it?
April 13th.
I thought you were going to be somewhere else April 13th. Am I imagining things?
What are you talking about?
Well, you just texted me that you were Oh, that's April 14th. Yeah, we can work something out.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, dude, don't even get me started on this fucking scheduling, Tom. Do not even get me started. You know, part of the problem was, Tom.
Whoa.
What? For those
that don't, there was a problem.
Well, for those that don't know, Tom is going to be working that Stu Hart Heritage Championship match with Harry Boy, and like, I asked you about your fucking flight. I texted like 5 times to get your flight info, and when you finally got back to me, you were like, Friday, I'll be there at such and such, and I'm like, this Friday? Yeah, this Friday. So I had so many things. Like, anyway, point is, after rearranging a whole bunch of stuff, it turns out it's next Friday.
Yeah, I blew it. I apologize.
So I had to redo everything. But listen, I mean, this is no one's fault or defense, but I will say, when you go to the All Star Wrestling Twitter account, they have stickied a show announcement that unfortunately was from like December or January or something. So it says in all bold, this Friday. So the first thing I see on their Twitter is this Friday. So I didn't think that it wasn't this Friday because you also told me it was this Friday.
Well,
and then later I actually found the legitimate poster for the event, and it is in fact the following Friday. So everybody listening to this right now, do not go to the Cloverdale Fairgrounds this Friday because there will not be an All-Star Wrestling event, and Filthy Tom will not be there fighting for the Stu Hart Heritage title.
Yeah. And even if you don't necessarily like professional wrestling, I'm sure my match will be professional wrestling. You know,
What's that
if you're
supposed to mean?
If you're a fight fan, I think you're going to see something you like.
Hell yeah, it's you and Harry.
Exactly.
It may turn into a shoot. Which,
Good.
by the way, I'd pay to see. I'm not going to lie.
I've trained with him in the past. I don't really want to. Not saying I want any part of that. You know,
Tom, size does matter.
I know.
Does it not?
Yeah, the guy, he could wear me down.
Sure as hell does.
You know, but I'll also tell you what, cardio matters as well.
That is also true.
And if anybody out there listening, if anybody out there listening knows AJ Gray, one of my former opponents, let him know that. Let him know that cardio matters.
Okay. Anyway, let's do the Smackdown show here.
Let's do it. Smackdown Live. Oh, also, before we start, the mailbag will be back next week. There will not be an edition this week. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. It's going to be back better than ever. I may even call it the Alpha Mailbag.
Oh,
How about
wow.
that? Yeah.
Man.
Stepping it up.
Okay.
You're going to love it. So,
Can't be worse
Smackdown
than the
Live.
first week, so I'm not worried.
Well, Pootie Penguin may get banned once again. Okay, Smackdown Live, 2/20/2018 from Phoenix, Arizona. Renee starts out the show by introducing AJ Styles and conducting an in-ring interview. AJ talked about everybody in the match until Baron Corbin came out and rightfully reminded us that he defeated AJ in their last two singles meetings. I believe it was SummerSlam and the night after. And then conspicuously, AJ was thrust into the world title picture after that, while Baron Corbin toiled with the U.S. title. But alas, Kevin Owens then cut them off on the mic, and this was a totally forgettable interview segment, which eventually led to Shane McMahon making Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles for the main event tonight, and Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler starting right now.
There was one notable thing about this, and really only one, because it was largely completely pointless, but Kevin Owens did say Sami Zayn had all night to prepare for Dolph Ziggler, and he still failed. If I had had that much time, I would have beaten Baron Corbin. So they're doing something with these guys. I guess we'll find out if they actually do a full split and they end up facing each other at WrestleMania or whatever. Seems like it's way too early. I mean, they just became buddies after feuding for years and years and years, but kind of think that may be where they're going.
Well, it's actually been like 4 months. No, wait a minute. When did they?
It was Hell in a Cell. That was
like
October.
6 months. No, October. Really?
In the grand scheme of the career that they have had and the feud that they have had and their matches together, this is a drop in the bucket here. That's what I'm saying.
True. They should just be a team forever. I mean, I'd much rather see them team up for life than continually go back and forth feuding. Anyways, so we have Dolph Ziggler versus Kevin Owens, and they were having a match, and then they went through a pretty hot finishing stretch, which included Kevin kicking out of a zigzag. However, Dolph still had things in control until Sami Zayn's music suddenly blared over the speakers, and of course, Dolph was distracted. Kevin killed, and I mean killed him with a super kick to the back of the head for the 3 count. Infuriating end to an otherwise worthwhile contest.
It was a very good match. The commentators even buried Ziggler for being an idiot and being distracted.
So, Brian, I got a question.
Yes.
Is he a babyface now?
Fuck, dude.
I kind of liked them. I kind of liked them this week.
Have you been watching the show when you were gone?
I think he's grown on me.
Did you get a chance to watch any of this stuff?
No.
Okay. Well, he came back and we don't know what he is. It's a mystery. I think that he may be a babyface right now, but I'm not sure because there are things about this show that suck, and alerting us as to what the fuck's going on is one of those things. So I think he's come back as a babyface. I don't know why. Nobody cares about him. I mean, he's a better babyface than a heel in the ring because he just kills himself. But they still did the scratch music, but then they played his music. They flat out called him an idiot for the finish on commentary. He did get kicked in the head so hard it looked like. Oh, don't do that. But yeah. Good match. But no, I don't know what's going on with this guy.
I think I like him.
I'm going to remember you said that.
Yeah. Well, we don't have very many other options at this point, so I'll take what I can get. So we have the SmackDown top 10, and I took a picture of it. So I can.
Why? It hasn't changed from day one. Like, literally, it's never updated.
Okay. Well, I haven't been around, remember?
Like the UFC, their top 10 is like updated after every show, right?
Yeah.
This fucking top 10's been the same for 3 weeks.
AJ
and
Styles,
it hasn't meant
Charlotte.
a thing.
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous. Okay, so Jinder then does an in-ring interview.
I thought you were going to read him off.
Oh, well, you said it hasn't changed, but...
Well, it hasn't, but go ahead and read it off.
Well, AJ Styles is number 1, Charlotte number 2, Shinsuke Nakamura number 3. Although those all make sense, perfect sense. Naomi number 4, Bobby Roode number 5, The New Day number 6, even though they've been defeated on multiple occasions by the Usos at number 7.
You're fucking this up. You're getting confused.
What?
It has nothing to do with wins and losses. It
Becky
is
Lynch at
only
8, Randy Orton at 9, and Ty Dillinger at 10.
who the wrestlers feel deserves an opportunity. Which means we're supposed to believe that the wrestlers believe AJ Styles deserves an opportunity more than anybody else as the fucking champion.
What opportunity are the Usos going to get?
God, no one's getting any new opportunities based on this list. It's been 3 weeks now.
So, Jinder does this interview, and it sucked. He brings out Bobby Roode. Oh, he has Bobby's like fake top 10 list.
Yeah.
Which I took a picture of, and then you want to see that one?
No,
well?
it doesn't matter. It's fake.
Good. So it brings out Bobby, who says that this was not his list.
Actually, you know what? I want you to read me Bobby Roode's list, and let's find out if that's a better top 10 list than the one they actually provided. Even though it doesn't matter because it's all fan voting or wrestler voting.
Okay, the Bobby Roode top 10 list was 1, Bobby Roode.
Well, that's a better number 1 than AJ Styles.
Number 2, Charlotte.
It makes no sense.
Number 3, AJ Styles. Number 4, Shinsuke Nakamura.
I've just given up. I
Number
mentally
5,
shut down.
Number 5, The New Day. Number 6, Becky Lynch. Number 7, Naomi. Number 8, The Usos. 9, Ty Dillinger. And 10, Zack Ryder.
Why was this? At least Zack Ryder being in the top 10 makes sense. Like, you know, the wrestlers feel he deserves a better opportunity. But this is dumb. Anyway.
Yes. So, Jinder tries to bait Bobby Roode into talking trash about Randy Orton, but he won't do it.
So Roode comes out and says, you know what? I got a secret about you. You can't even make a top 10 list. This makes Jinder so angry. Like, this asshole, when he was thinking about what he was going to say to Bobby Roode there, he never thought for 1 second that somebody could counter with, you ain't even on this list, you shithead. This is such bad storytelling. It's such bad writing.
Oh, come on. Hold on.
Everything about it
I beg
sucks.
to differ. I beg to differ.
No.
That is perfect for the dumb heel, the idiot heel.
I'll give you that.
He got had.
I'll give you that.
He got had in he got outsmarted in a low-level manner.
Well, he certainly did. That is true.
So, Randy Orton then comes out and decks Jinder Mahal. Roode clotheslines Jinder out of the ring. Randy goes for the RKO. Roode stops him, hits the glorious DDT, celebrates. I think they played his music. And then Jinder hit the Koloss to stand tall at the end of the segment.
That's what happened.
So backstage, Daniel Bryan watches on and thinks that Bobby Roode should defend his title against the man who has beaten him up the last 2 weeks, Jinder Mahal. Shane enters and basically says he thinks everybody wants to see Roode take on Randy Orton, and he is correct. Bryan says that they are not on the same page on anything. Shane says he is resisting decisions. Well, Bryan says, okay, when you hired me to run the show. And now you keep stopping what I'm doing. Shane says he is only resisting the decisions that Bryan's making based on emotion. And then Shane puts his foot down and says it's Roode taking on Randy Orton for the title at Fastlane.
All right, so you know how, I don't know how long ago it was, maybe a month ago, I said I'm over this storyline. I am done with this Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon thing. It's jumped the shark with me. And everybody had to say, no, I still like it. I still think it's really good. I still like it. Are we still there? Has everyone else jumped on my bandwagon yet? Are we still interested in this storyline? Where is this going? It's been months and months and months. And it got really, really hot. And then it just kept going. And now they're arguing backstage about whether Jinder Mahal deserves a championship match. Does anybody care about this anymore?
Can't say I do, to be honest.
Thank you.
So then we had Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Naomi taking on the Riot Squad. So Sarah Logan.
I like this match.
Fuck, really?
You didn't like it?
Sarah Logan almost died on a double hip toss.
Well, yeah, there was that.
While Tom Phillips let us know that Naomi is perhaps the best pure athlete in the WWE.
What he said.
Listen, perhaps Spud is as well. Perhaps the Big Show is. Perhaps Kane is. Perhaps anyone on the entire roster.
Or, you know, maybe the guy that went to the Olympics, Chad Gable. I mean, he'd be like high on my list. You know, like that.
Anyways.
All I know is I watched a women's 6-man on Raw, and I thought this one was way better. So, thumbs up.
Well, I think Sarah Logan stinks.
She's not very good.
Everything else is fine. They get the heat on Naomi. Charlotte gets a hot tag, runs wild. Ruby cuts her off. Becky tags in. She nails a bunch of Bexploders, locks in the disarmor on Ruby before Liv makes the save. Ruby hits the Riot kick to win.
Yeah, why did she beat Becky, though? That's the only question I have. Like, they're setting up Ruby versus Charlotte for the title. So
but it's at the pay-per-view. It's at the pay-per-view. So now, they said later on, I think Ruby's taking on Naomi next week.
But they've already announced that match. So I don't understand why Ruby
it's the same
doesn't
thing.
just
Remember,
beat Charlotte.
So Charlotte beat everybody in the Riot Squad to get to Ruby, and then she hasn't been able to beat Ruby. Now Ruby's going to run through Charlotte's friends, and then they're going to meet. It's easy booking, buddy.
I see.
You just got to,
think.
What is it?
I
Occam's
get
razor?
chastised for that.
Occam's razor.
Occam and Razor.
Oh, yeah, huh?
You never... Don't even tell me that's the first time.
I don't really watch NXT, so...
Yeah.
Anyways, Sammy and Kevin are backstage. Sammy says that he owes Kevin, and he owes Kevin for putting him into main events where he belongs. Basically that he's better being his friend than being his enemy. And despite the past few weeks, he's determined to do the right thing, and that is to pay back his friend. And together, they can defeat the other 3 competitors in the title match at Fastlane. And then Sammy will lay down for Kevin, and they embrace.
Except Kevin isn't sure what to make of this. This segment was great.
Agreed. So, New Day taking on Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. What?
I'm done with this tag team division. Do you hear me? The same old shit every single week. New Day and Benjamin and Gable. They have a match. One team wins, they lose to the Usos. Yeah, New Day and Benjamin. One team wins. It's never Benjamin and Gable, by the way. They lose to the Usos. Every now and then, Benjamin and Gable get a win. They lose to the Usos. Like, I don't care. I'm over this.
The only matches that Benjamin and Gable win are like non-title matches.
Yes, and then they fail.
If it's a number 1 contenders match, they'll lose.
And over
if it's
again.
a title match, they lose. So they out-wrestled Xavier for a bit, Gable and Benjamin, that is, and then they get the heat during the commercial break. Big E got the hot tag, and he and Gable struggled, a mighty struggle, over a belly-to-belly suplex that was just beautiful when Gable landed it. Big E hit the corner Uranage, but the heels took control, hit their finish on Big E, while Kofi distracted the ref in a total heel move. Xavier came back in, hit Benjamin, and then hit a Shining Wizard on him to win. Bullshit finish. Heels get screwed by the baby faces once again. And then as the New Day left, we got the entrance of the Bludgeon Brothers. And on their way down, Rowan glanced back at the New Day, but Harper pulled him back to the task at hand. I loved this, by the way. Bludgeon Brothers taking on two jobbers who never were named. And total squash. They body slammed them together on the outside. Rowan body slammed Harper onto both of them. Then he splashed them. Harper punched Rowan in the face, square in the face. Then Irish whipped him across the ring at the jobbers who were stacked in the corner. Harper hit a Liger bomb out of a full Nelson from Rowan, and then they hit the double Razor's Edge to win the match.
Yeah, it's a great, awesome squash match. I want to mention something here that this show has just kind of fallen off a cliff. Like, I like the wrestling on this show and this and that, but this show was so much better like 4, 5, 6 months ago, and been a lot of people on the board going, why is the show... Are you still there?
Yeah.
What are you doing over there? You don't think I can hear you walking away in the middle of my speech?
Hey, I've got my headphones on. I'm looking for my...
What could possibly be more important than my rant here?
My computer cord. I have my headphones on. I can hear you.
I'm disgusted. Don't you plug that thing in, like, before we do the show? Now he's so far gone he can't even hear me.
I'm right here.
Yeah, your microphone's over there.
Yeah, well, that doesn't stop me from listening. I'm a good listener.
Did you find your cord?
No.
Want me to send you one?
That would be nice. They are expensive.
What can we do to get this show back on the road with you sitting down and listening?
I have the headphones on. Jesus.
That's not the same.
Okay, you know what? Go to a song.
You could be over there playing Twister right now.
Go to a song.
I'm not going to a song.
Well, hold on a second. I'm not playing Twister.
Well, now he's got to take the headphones off.
Babe, not now.
I had to shut the door to do that. Which, by the way, I can still hear everything going on in the house. What are you guys up to today? Not doing much over here. Worked all morning. Went to Panera with my family. Got myself some chicken tortellini Alfredo and an apple. Then I came back here to watch all these shows. Now I'm here listening to Filthy. Try to find a cable for his computer as his children scream and howl in the background. It's like an exhibit at the zoo. Are you back yet? He's now, like, driving across the street to the computer store to buy a cord or something. God only knows what's going on right now. All right, did you find it?
All right.
But haven't entertained the people here. Good.
Hey, well,
God Almighty.
You know what? Where's my vice president?
How the hell should I know? I don't know the vice president. It's probably Vinny.
Yeah.
And you know what you're going to get with that.
Well, then you're next. You're the...
All right, can I go on now?
Speaker of the House. Yeah, go for it.
All right, so when they first did the brand extension, again,
the what?
And they did the draft, the brand extension, or whatever they call it, and SmackDown Live had their own show, I've had people go, oh, you know what? You know why it fell off a cliff? Because there's no more Talking Smack. Incorrect. I know you guys like Talking Smack, but it rarely had anything to do with the quality of the actual SmackDown show. The reason, I believe, one of the reasons this show has fallen off a cliff of late is because when they first did the brand extension in the draft, you had a whole bunch of guys who went to SmackDown, and finally they were getting a little bit of attention. and they got to do stuff with the guys, and we got some new feuds, and we got some excitement, and it was different from Raw, and it was only 2 hours, and everybody was on a high, okay? Now we're like almost a year in or whatever, however the fuck long it's been, and you know what? There's not enough talent on Smackdown. Therefore, we just have to watch the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again, and fans have finally figured out we're watching the same shit over and over and over again every week, and now they don't love the show so much. So basically, there either needs to be a draft, or SmackDown needs an influx of talent from NXT or something like that, or they need to just combine the brands, and so instead of having like 7 girls on each roster, we now have 14 girls total that we can do stuff with. And we have, 11 tag teams we can do something with. Because it's the same teams doing the same shit on both shows, I might add. That's why this feels so stale. There's not enough talent.
Is there a way to have, like the tag teams and the women's cross brands, but keep the men's singles separate?
Or you have all of the tag teams on Raw and all of the women on SmackDown, or vice versa.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
Well, then I don't want. Then their show's going to suck, right?
Well,
I mean, you can either do what works, or you can do what you want to do, and it's not going to be as good.
You could have all the tag teams on Raw and SmackDown, all the tag teams on, or all the.
Then you may as well have
men's.
everybody on all the shows, which probably is the right answer. Which is why they're going back to dual-branded pay-per-views, by the way.
Anyways.
All right, let's move on.
One of those shitty Baron Corbin cell phone promos with graphics all over the screen. Just the dirt worst. And then we had AJ Styles taking on Baron Corbin. And they were fighting outside. And Corbin threw Styles over the announce table. Styles landed on his feet. This all happened, a few minutes into the match, and chased Corbin into the ring with a phenomenal forearm, but only got a 2 count. That was one of the more awesome spots I've seen in a long time. Yet, simple, not overly dangerous. Eventually, Styles won after Corbin got cocky and was talking trash to AJ on the apron after he had the control after an awesome deep 6. So after AJ
That was the greatest deep 6 of his entire career. He spun
right?
around like 6 times and then deeped him.
Yeah. So Owens and Zayn attacked AJ immediately after the match, and while Kevin went to put AJ through a table, Corbin hit an end of days on Zayn and then one on Owens as well. So the one person that the fans did not want to see stand tall at the end of the night, of course, did in true WWE fashion.
This AJ Styles, I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not. He's awesome.
When he ran up the apron, like I had to go back. I'm glad they showed it again. So Baron Corbin, this is right before Baron Corbin threw him over the announce table. Brian, I'm sorry I cut you off, but this spot was great too. Baron Corbin was like face down on the apron from the outside. AJ was running and without a beat just leapt from the floor to the apron and ran and hit a jumping knee. It was awesome.
Yeah. He was so good. I watched this match and I thought, my God, they got something in Baron Corbin. But I hope they realize that he was in there with AJ and don't decide to make him the champion at WrestleMania or something crazy.
Do you think Okada could do that with Corbin?
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? If Okada wrestled Baron Corbin, there would be people going, you know what? He's one of the best workers in the world. I don't know why WWE drops the ball with him.
I don't know.
He would.
Something about... Yeah, man.
Dude, Okada would have a great match with Baron Corbin. I guarantee it.
I don't think AJ gets enough credit.
What are you talking about? I opened up this thing talking about how great he was. I spent the whole thing talking about
I know.
Yes.
I know. That's my point.
Yeah. Well, I hope people figure it out because he is phenomenal, so to speak.
I mean, he's no Minoru Suzuki, but
well, he is no Minoru. No one is.
No one is.
But that's not a negative. It's just different.
Yeah.
All right. Time for this Royal Rumble 2013. Thank God we're almost done with these Royal Rumbles.
No
because
kidding.
you know what? I've been told they get worse from here up until the 2018 Royal Rumble, which was very good.
What are we going to do after that?
Fuck if I know, dude. Let's just get through this shit, then we'll worry about it. I may not survive, so we may not have to worry about it.
All right.
All right, so as everyone is well aware, if you're not well aware...
Can I get that Overcoming Gravity book you have if you die?
Sure.
Okay.
Royal Rumble 2013 was the show where the long 434-day reign of CM Punk came to an end at the hands of The Rock. So The Rock beat CM Punk on this show. He's on his way to WrestleMania. The winner of the Royal Rumble will face him at WrestleMania. And that's my entire preview of this show.
This Royal Rumble took place during the middle of the show, by the way.
Yeah, because they had to do the
you.
CM Punk match in the main event, yep.
So, I don't think this is going to take very long.
Fuck, I hope not. It's bored the
Dolph
shit out of me.
Ziggler in at number 1 with Big E and AJ Lee. At this point, he currently holds the Money in the Bank briefcase.
What a crew!
He takes the mic, says he doesn't care who number 2 is. Yeah, what the hell was this?
Dude, this was only 5 years ago, this show. There is shit on this show that I'm like, what? Like, what? There's so many geeks in this Royal Rumble. Am I wrong about that? It is overflowing with fucking geeks. And there are some things that are just, I couldn't even believe my eyes. And it was only, the point is, it was only 5 years ago. If it were 20 years ago, I'd be like, man, that's weird. Ziggler, AJ Lee, and Big E, that's wacky.
Yeah.
Then you realize, that was 5 years ago.
So, a raucous applause emanates from the crowd as number 2 is the returning Chris Jericho, who previously had a loser leaves town match that he lost to Dolph, so he had been gone since then. Pretty much nothing happened. And then we had the entrance of Cody Rhodes at number 3.
Okay, before you get to Cody, Chris Jericho comes back. The place is going nuts for him. He was only 42 years old at the time. The fans are chanting, "You still got it." In 2013 for Chris Jericho. I'm like, little do you people know. He's going to have his only 5-star match of his career 5 years from now.
So, here's another thing. It's not going to be much of a spoiler. Cody Rhodes enters at number 3. And Cody Rhodes is like one of the stars of this match. One of the hottest things is him and Goldust squaring off.
Goldust.
If you look back at this Royal Rumble, you think like, what's Cody upset about? He was like one of the top, I don't know, 4 or 5 guys pushed in this Royal Rumble, I'd say.
Yeah, but if you take him out of this Rumble, I mean, he was nowhere near one of the top guys. And not only that, it's like all that work they did for Cody and Goldust, they never even did that match at Mania. All that work for nothing. And people actually cared about it. They cared about Goldust. They went nuts for Goldust.
Yeah.
It might have been Cody's mustache. I mean, I wouldn't have put him on the Mania card with that fucking thing either. Do you know, by the way, fun fact, going back to Jericho.
Oh, yeah?
Unless I'm mistaken, Chris Jericho is the oldest man to ever get a 5-star rating in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Did you know that?
Huh. I mean, who would even be close? Suzuki has not had a 5-star match, correct?
No, he had it with AJ Styles.
But
I think that he was younger than Jericho when that happened, because that was 2014 or something.
Man, you know what? There's this crazy thing called the internet. 1968, he was born. So.
Suzuki's older now. But when he got
49
the 5
now.
Yeah.
So 5 years ago, yeah, it'd be 44, 45, yeah. Oh, all right.
Look at that.
Crazy.
All right.
Where are we? So, Kofi Kingston at number 4, Santino at number 5. He gets thrown out quickly by Cody before the entrance of Drew McIntyre of 3-man band. And what caught me most off guard about this was that Cole referred to him as the jokester of 3MB.
Yeah.
He was the jokester of the group. Drew fucking McIntyre.
I was amazed by how much older he looked here than just the last time we saw him. Remember the first time we saw him? It was like a couple of Rumbles ago, and he was just like a little kid. And now he's aged
Well, he wasn't a little
dramatically.
kid.
And he's aged even more since then.
Crazy.
It is crazy, this aging process.
So, yeah, well, you seem to have bucked it, so. The big deal, Titus O'Neil enters next, followed by...
Titus looks exactly the same as he does today. He just moved a lot faster.
Followed by the aforementioned Goldust,
Yep.
who squared off with his brother Cody in a hot spot here in the match. Then David Otunga. Whoa. Okay, go.
I got some comments about all this stuff here. First off, they already got rid of McIntyre.
Get in there.
I'm trying. I already got rid of McIntyre. He was in, he was out.
If you got something to say, then say it.
Okay.
Don't let me keep going.
This Goldust Cody thing. Would you
Say
shut up
whatever
for a
you're gonna
second?
say.
Goldust music hits. He comes down to the ring, okay? The place is going crazy. Cody Rhodes is standing there. He's waiting for Goldust. He's like, come on, motherfucker. My brother. They get in there. They square off. The place is on their feet. They're going nuts. One of them throws a punch. The other one throws a punch. The place is going crazy. Now they begin trading punches, and fucking Ziggler's there to break it up. I mean, I know that was the spot, but like, he was so quick to jump in there when they started throwing punches. It's like, can't you just let this marinate a little bit? Like, the place is going crazy. Like, they can throw punches back and forth for, more than a split second before you jump in there. Let them do something. Let the fans get into it. Then you can jump in there and do your spot. Why do you have to get in there so fast? It killed it. This guy drives me nuts. Then David Otunga was in.
Yeah, in a maroon vampire cloak.
Yeah.
He came out. What the hell was that?
And Cole has to repeatedly mention he is a law school graduate. I'm like, we don't give a fuck.
I bet you there's a ton of losers who are law school graduates. So the Axl Rose, apparently, of 3MB, Heath Slater, follows suit and enters the match. Then
So
we get
many geeks.
last year's winner.
Can you believe that, by the way?
A big applause.
We just watched that match, and I still can't believe Sheamus won it.
Yeah. He has his number drawn, and he runs roughshod, dominating the field to the delight of the crowd. Sends Titus and Otunga packing. Then we get the entrance of Lord Tensai.
Dude.
Let me tell you something, Brad. I got a little story about this.
Really?
It's not that great of a story. But my ex-girlfriend, she was like, oh, hey, my mom works with a girl who's actually moving up to Stanford because her boyfriend got a job writing for the WWE. So me and my ex went to WrestleMania. This is the one in Miami with when Daniel Bryan got kicked by Sheamus. And I remember her friend came out and was talking to us and told us, like, oh, you got to watch Raw tomorrow because it's the debut of, basically what my boyfriend's been working on. It's Lord Tensai. Yeah, that was it.
Hey, Lord Tensai.
You think he's still employed?
Lord Tensai, like a couple of entrances go by. We'll talk about those. But anyway, he gets thrown out by Kofi Kingston. Okay? This was the Lord Tensai that debuted on that Raw and beat John Cena clean in the middle on like his first or second weekend, which back then nobody pinned John Cena, so it was like a major deal. Now he's just another painted up geek being eliminated by Kofi Kingston. Sad.
Well, ironically, after Lord Tensai came out, his future tag team partner, the Funkasaurus, Brodus Clay.
Yeah.
With the Funkadactyls came out.
Hell yeah, dude. Brodus.
I like that gimmick.
Yeah, the Funkasaurus was fun.
I mean, it probably turned out much better than
we got
would
Cameron,
have if he would have just been
who I still
Brodus
miss.
Clay.
Yeah. Nothing was happening in this match, by the way.
Cameron. I know, that's why we're talking about these guys. So after fighting each other and teaming up for the majority of the time, Cody eliminates Goldust, sending him crashing into the post from the apron with an Irish whip. Then we get 2006 Royal Rumble winner Rey Mysterio gracing the squared circle,
Can you
followed
believe
by
this? Rey Mysterio came out. He looked like an older version of the Rey that we saw in 2018. Am I wrong about that?
Well, many versions of Rey looked older than the version that we saw in 2018.
God, he looked great this year. I couldn't even believe it. And I don't know who mentioned this. Somebody on the board mentioned this. The old pants gimmick sucked. He looks way better in tights.
Yeah. So he is followed by the partner of the previously eliminated Titus O'Neil, Darren Young, who comes in and helps a number of competitors eliminate Brodus Clay. And then, almost immediately, Kofi outquicks Tensai, sends him over the ropes with a leg scissors. Dolph then hits Kofi with a forearm and sends him latching onto Tensai's back from the apron. They fight a little, and Kofi stays on the outside, but lands on the announce table, never hitting the floor. He takes JBL's chair, uses it as a pogo stick, and re-enters the match.
Hold on a minute. If you have not watched this, you've got to go back and look at when Kofi demands JBL give him a chair, okay? He's standing on the table, and JBL is sitting there doing commentary. And I swear to God, Kofi goes, "Give me your chair." And JBL goes, "What?" Kofi goes, "Give me your chair." He goes, "What?" Kofi goes, "Give me your chair." What? I'm like, I swear to God, I thought, is he talking to like one of the foreign commentators that doesn't speak English? Why is this fucking guy just looking at him? He's asking for his chair. And then I finally, it's JBL. What the fuck is he doing? It was like he couldn't understand what Kofi was saying to him. And then finally, after the fifth try, he goes, "Oh, you want my chair? I can't wait to see this." And he gives him his chair. It was like he was talking to his 99-year-old grandfather who couldn't hear him.
Brian, he's got those giant headphones on. Everybody's screaming around him. He probably couldn't hear him.
I refuse to believe this.
I mean, come on.
Not to mention Kofi's pointing at his ass. What the fuck did you think the guy was saying?
I don't know. Well, he re-enters the match. He eliminates Darren Young with a low bridge, and then Cody super kicks him out of the match. Then, the entrance of Bo Dallas.
Holy smokes. Has this guy gotten fat or what?
Yeah.
He was skinny.
Then we had number 17, The Godfather. Only two girls, far from hoes. As soon as he gets in,
but he had two hoes with him. It was only 5 years ago. They were still using the hose.
Gets drop kicked out by Ziggler. Godfather lands on his feet, gets redressed, makes his exit. So then we had the lamest version of Wade Barrett next, followed by John Cena, who batters everyone, eliminates Heath Slater and Cody Rhodes almost immediately.
Oh my God, he threw Heath Slater. And he was a little overexcited, and Heath was a little overexcited. Heath took listen, if you've seen the footage of Joey Janela going off the roof with Zandig, that was nothing compared to this bump that Heath Slater took out of this Royal Rumble. He flipped, he twisted, he was absolutely not in control for a split second, and he crashed on the ground. There was 10 referees on him immediately to make sure the guy was alive. This was brutal. I don't know why they don't show this elimination every year on their fucking fax package.
Damien Sandow enters. Barrett and Ray get tangled up, resulting in Ray being kicked off the apron. Number 21, Daniel Bryan, immediately batters Sandow with his yes kicks, then follows suit on Ziggler and Barrett. He and Sheamus almost eliminate Chris Jericho, but to no avail. Then Swiss Rap Cesaro, the current U.S. champ at this point.
Antonio Cesaro. He had a first name back then. Did you know that? Did you remember his first name was Antonio?
Well, if it was a trivia game, I probably could have remembered. But.
Antonio Cesaro.
So, he's adorned in the U.S. flag. He's in next. This match sucks.
Oh, my God.
That's what I have written here.
And can I add one other thing, by the way?
Oh, but wait a minute. Just as I say that, again, I swear this has happened 3 times in a row, Brian. Go ahead, and then I'll get back to it.
All right. Daniel Bryan comes in next. He's mega popular. JBL says he looks like a goat. Antonio Cesaro comes in. He's one of the best wrestlers in the company. JBL says he has no personality. Fucking Zack Ryder comes in a little bit later. All JBL can do is talk about his fucking million Twitter followers. Like, I think one of the things is when you see this every single day, you just get numb to it. Like, I was so numb to Daniel Bryan being called a goat on every show and Cesaro.
But goats, you know what? Goats are revered in some places. Maybe it's a good
They're
thing.
not
I like to
revered.
look at the bright side.
No.
Goat milk is very popular now.
When you look back
more popular than before
on these shows after being away from it for 5 years, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, they're so determined to make sure that you know that Daniel Bryan is not as good as you think he is, that Antonio Cesaro is not as good as you think he is. But you know what, you fuckers? Zack Ryder's got 1 million Twitter followers. He is a big success on Twitter. Of course, they treat him like a geek, too. And his Twitter followers didn't mean a goddamn thing at the end of the day, but this was the stuff that they cared to talk about during commentary for this match.
Yeah. But you know what? At least he can make Bobby Roode's top 10 list. Jinder Mahal couldn't even do that.
It's true. Oh, we'll get to Jinder.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so just as I was fed up with this match, thinking, oh, we need somebody to come out here and get things going, we had the entrance of... Who was it, Brian? Our chopping savior.
He
the great
chopped his
Khali.
way to the ring.
Holy shit, did he ever.
And what's the first move that he did?
A chop.
And he... Dude. Every day, some idiot on Twitter has to say to Dave, how come so-and-so can get cleared and Daniel Bryan can't? And Dave answers every single time. I have no idea why he wastes his time. With all that said, serious question. How the fuck is Great Khali getting cleared and Daniel Bryan isn't, okay? This fucking guy can't even walk. He's like a guy on stilts, okay? He can't even walk down to the ring.
He's like a dog. He's like, he moves like a dog in a trench coat.
Basically, they fucking get this guy in the ring. The very first move he does, he's chopping, and he fucking almost falls down from a chop.
He winds up that chop so hard, though. I mean, I'm not surprised.
I swear to God,
all that forward momentum.
I watched this.
How did he not split someone's head in half?
Fuck! You know how many guys he's hurt with that chop? I watched this and I thought, okay, there's no way that he's like not in a wheelchair today, right? He's not. I even Googled it, and there's an article out from like less than a year ago of him working in his training school, and there's like photos of him on the mat holding guys down in headlocks. How? It's the most astounding usage of human balance I've ever seen.
He won his last match with a Canadian Destroyer.
Dude.
You didn't see it?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so he also threw a headbutt in there, too. Kane then came out to make the match better by entering at number 24 in what they said was his 14th consecutive Royal Rumble. Has to be the record. Zack Ryder, like you said, in now. They plugged his 1 million Twitter followers. Kane then eliminates Great Khali. Daniel Bryan backstabs his partner Kane and eliminates him. So Cesaro then knocks Daniel off the apron into Kane's arms. And of course, his partner and team, hell no. They do a dueling yes, no chant, and Daniel tries to climb back into the ring. And then, what the fuck happened? I guess my notes. Well, he got knocked out. Kane pulled him off the apron. Something happened there.
Kane threw Khali. Then Bryan tossed Kane, and then Bryan took a bump off the apron. Kane caught him. Bryan begged him, put me back in the ring. Kane said no. Bryan said yes, no, yes, no, yes, and he just dropped him.
That's what it was.
They're having a spat, this team.
So Randy Orton is the next competitor.
Finally, the match had some life when he got in there and went nuts on everybody, and the crowd goes crazy.
RKO'd Zack Ryder, sent him out of the ring. Then number 27, the number
one of the Singh brothers
with the most victories, is represented by Brian
Jinder Mahal.
Huh.
Jinder Mahal. First off, I thought Michael Cole told me he'd never been in a Rumble before. This is the second Rumble I've seen him in the last couple of years now. Seems to me like he's been in at least 3 Royal Rumbles. This fucking guy was so skinny.
Yeah, he looked worse than the year before.
So skinny.
Then John Cena eliminates Cesaro. Cesaro, on his way to the back, gets into a fight with The Miz.
Oh, my God.
Who's on his way out.
Miz double-legging Cesaro. I was like, get out of here.
Apparently, they are feuding, I guess. I think The Miz was a babyface, too. Is that what was going on?
Hell if I know.
Sheamus bro kicks Jinder off the apron to eliminate him. Number 29, Sin Cara. So, Bo Dallas guillotine chokes Wade Barrett over the top rope to eliminate him. Then Barrett eliminates him, beats the crap out of him on the outside. Led to nothing. And then at number 30, the final entrant, we get Ryback, who I had already forgotten about. So Goldberg chants abound as he body slams Damian Sandow to the floor. Gorilla presses Sin Cara onto Sandow, launches The Miz over the top rope. Then Jericho goes on a flurry of offense. Crowd goes nuts. He dominates everyone in the ring, but eliminates none before Ziggler sends him to the back with a super kick. Randy Orton decides now it's his turn. He RKOs everyone, but fails to deliver on Ryback, who clotheslines him over the top to give us the final 4 of Ryback, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, and Sheamus.
And JBL says, we'll be telling our grandchildren about this.
Well,
it's like, no, we won't. I promise. There's a tremendous amount of sign looking here. I think this was where it really began. Yeah, I won't.
You're going to go back and be like, hey, listen to Filthy 4 Daily.
Well, I may do that, but, I mean...
To your grandkid?
You never know.
Well...
If the show's good.
Well, then I can answer that question. You won't be doing it. So, should I continue on?
Yeah.
Good. Ziggler doesn't last long past that as Sheamus bro kicks him to the floor to the huge delight of the crowd. Ryback then counters a Sheamus bro kick, and the Irishman stumbles to the floor, covered in defeat. Ryback points at the sign.
Covered in defeat?
Yeah.
Oh, very poetic.
You like that?
I did.
So Ryback points at the sign, and the crowd erupts in a Feed Me More chant. Ryback then hits a second rope Thez press, goes for a running power slam, but is pushed over the top rope by Cena to once again leave John Cena as the winner of the Royal Rumble match. Joining, I believe, Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. Shawn Michaels, no?
All I know is when I first went to watch this, I wanted to see how long the match was, so it, of course, got spoiled for me. I saw that the winner was John Cena, and I was like, fuck, again? And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, it's only the second time. It just feels like he's won like every time. You know, I've been watching all of them. Anyway, yeah, he won. He went on to face The Rock. This was a very, very anticlimactic, especially, we made fun. It would not be fair if I made fun of some of the former final eliminations and not made fun of this one. John Cena and Ryback are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. John Cena tries to throw him over the top rope, I guess, with an STF. Didn't work, because that's a fucking ground-based submission move. Then, John Cena and Ryback are in the middle of the ring. This is the fucking finish. Ryback goes to hoist him up for a Davey Boy Smith Jr. running power slam, and John Cena slips behind and throws him over the top. That was the final elimination. Color me unimpressed. So there you go. Now what are you doing?
Nothing. What's your problem here?
I hear you moving around and shimmying over there.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting ready to move to the next segment.
Well, what is the next segment? Plugs?
We'll get the chopping block, don't we?
Oh, goddamn, we do. Shit. I forgot
By the
about
way,
the chopping
whoever,
block.
I think the winner of the song should be the We Will Chop You.
I don't have any of the song. I'm totally unprepared for the chopping block.
Go get that damn We Will Chop You song ready.
I think we're going to have to do the chopping block next week, too.
No. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to cut 2 of the injured people. Get them out of here.
Oh, hey, now hold on. We got to talk about that before we cut anybody. Hold on.
Yeah, we're cutting them.
Chopping song. So you like We Will Chop You, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
What, you don't?
Here we
I
go.
thought that was a pretty damn good one.
And Jinder's standing there on the middle rope, and he takes his right hand, and he starts chopping, 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 chopping. We will chop. Chop. Get up, and he's chopping. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, is he gonna give him a karate chop? Fucking AJ gets to his feet, and Jinder jumps high in the air, and he karate chops AJ on the top of the head. Chopping. So I'll have to download that one and have it in the permanent file, as they call it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right, so here's what I want to say about the chopping block here, because we began chopping some injured folks, if I recall correctly. And there were people that said, well, just chop them, get it over with, get it over with, get it over with. Right?
Correct.
Okay. Here's a problem, though. If you recall, when John Cena went down with his injury, they thought that he was going to be out past WrestleMania. Now, granted, it would have been a little bit different because of the timing and that sort of thing, but if we would have chopped John Cena as a result of that, then that would have screwed up that entire early return at the Royal Rumble. So if you look at the wrestlers that are injured right now, it may not be a good idea to chop them because they may be back and do something very valuable before the end of the year. It's only the 21st of February.
Correct. And I'd like to give people a chance to do something idiotic.
Well, yes, exactly. You know? But who are you thinking of chopping this week?
Well, I don't know. Maybe one of the Colognes. I just don't see them ever even being given a chance.
It's like even if they do come back,
well, one of them's hurt, so whatever one's hurt should probably just be gone.
I have to check. I think it's which one is hurt? Let's find out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. Okay, so Primo Cologne is... What's going on with him? Teaming with Epico. Let's see. Cologne suffered a knee injury. I believe the injured Cologne is, in fact...
It's called a prolapse.
I believe it's Primo. I believe Primo is the injured... I believe he's the injured one. Probably should find out, huh?
Yeah.
We got so much dead air on the show today, it's astonishing.
There's few things that I have been embarrassed to have said on air. That was one of them.
Yeah, I ignored you. All right. Okay, SmackDown.
Yeah, so let's get rid of that one.
Okay, SmackDown roster. Epico's. Wait a second. Epico's a hurt one.
Oh, my God.
Not Primo. Epico is a hurt one. All right, you want to chop Epico?
Yes.
All right, Epico, you're out of here. You've been chopped.
Thank you.
You're chopped. It's the chopping block version of you're fired. All right.
We're gonna need like an outgoing.
I may have to chop you for that comment, by the way.
Like choppy.
I'm wondering whether I should edit it off the show, but
I don't know. Well, it was comedy.
Let's get some plugs in, dude. We've gone long.
Okay. I haven't heard that in a long time.
And your children are screaming for you.
Okay, so here's my plugs. I got a bunch of them, so this may take a while. February 23rd, which is this Friday, I will be taking on Dominic Guarini in Cleveland, Ohio for Absolute Intense Wrestling in a gi. That's right.
In a gi?
Yeah.
You're telling me you're going to have a judo jacket match?
We're having a judo jacket match. That is correct. Yep. All-Star Wrestling, March 2nd, as we talked about earlier, taking on Davey Boy Smith Jr. for the Stu Hart Heritage title up in Cloverdale. March 8th, MLW in Florida, taking on Matt Riddle in the semifinals of the World Title Tournament. Then on March 10th, I'll be defending my Black Label Pro World Title against Nick Gage in Crown Point, Indiana. March 11th, I'll be here in Las Vegas, appearing for Future Stars of Wrestling at their big Mecca 2 show, March 11th. Then I believe I'll be in AIW again before the end of the month. March 30th, be taking on MV Young for Prestige Pro Wrestling in the first round of their world title tournament. And it's also a loser must leave prestige match.
Oh,
once again, at the beginning of April, I'll be at MLW. And then I will be at Defy Wrestling, Seattle, Washington, for Defy Vibes on April 13th.
Hey, I'll be there too then, I guess. I'm your official corner man, right?
Yeah.
Your best corner man, I might add. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, everyone, check that out. At Filthy Tom Lawler on Twitter. Don't forget you can add to F4WOnline.com shirts if you'd like a Choppin Block shirt. I've worn them a few times at video.f4wonline.com. But
what?
Yeah, I have.
You have one?
Yeah, I got one. I bought one myself.
Oh.
Just so I could wear it on the air to promote it. But those shirts are available at f4wonline.com/shirts, so check those out. And Tom is here most every week. Every now and then he's gone, but he's mostly here every week. Yeah. And he'll be back next Wednesday with more, and maybe we'll have some special stuff because he's coming up here for some shows, so we'll see what we can do. All right, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So check it out, everybody. That's it. I'll talk to you again after a while.